the process of restoring it, and we wanted to do it respectfully. I also had some personal questions about the crew and what their experience was, and at the time, and also looking back now, 30, what is it? It's 40 years since this film was made. And the crew, they're all the same age that Nick was when he was their teacher, so I thought that would be a very interesting study. And I'm also personally very interested in how wisdom is transmitted. In the old school, students lived with their masters and watched how they did everything, including, there's an old Hasidic proverb, I guess, that one goes to the master not to learn scripture, but to watch how they tie their shoelaces. So I was interested in what they picked up from Nick from that point of view. Nick had an odd habit of recording any conversation that took place with more than one person, and sometimes a conversation he had with himself. So we have 560 odd tapes of these conversations that are really a gold mine of material. And so a lot of the questions Nick answered himself and in his own voice from 40 years back. And among other things, you may see that he was really way ahead, 40 years ahead of his time.
We get some questions from many of the folks here, some of whom I think were up there just a few minutes ago.
Up where?
On the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Questions?
We started at the end of February. I kind of got the job ass backwards. I didn't intend to make this film. It was supposed to be made by Bernard Eisenschitz, whom you saw. And he had to back out at the last minute, and there wasn't time to bring somebody else up to speed, and I had my own questions, and I thought, well, I'll do it myself. I'm not an authority. I think that Helene in the film, the woman with white hair. Sorry. The woman with white hair who spoke at the end so eloquently, when she said you have to be willing to keep going even when it's not going well.
One is tough and just keep going. I say one, like just when you're going, get tough and just keep going.
Yeah,
tough, get going.
Like that. I don't know what that means exactly. I think that Nick didn't see a separation between his craft and his life. No, I don't think he did. In the non-dual world that this one is, that has its positives and its negatives. But no, I don't think he saw a separation between life and art. Might have made it hard on those around him. Made it hard for him too.
Were there any people from his Hollywood days with whom he kept in touch?
Yeah, he stayed in touch with John Houseman. He stayed in touch with Gaj Kazan. Natalie Wood contributed to We Can't Go Home Again, as did Robert Ryan and Gene Kelly. They weren't, everyday friends, but they were people who were in the phone book and who answered the call. It wasn't a comfortable experience for him. But this is my own opinion, I think he also sensed that his time was short, so he didn't dwell too much. He moved forward. I think,
can I answer in a sort of roundabout way? I saw the de Kooning exhibit this afternoon, and it was really mind-blowing. And one of the things that I saw very clearly was an artist who began really learning the formal classical rules of painting, and then slowly, slowly moving out into his own expression and freedom over the course of a lifetime, till at the end, you know, it's just fluid and spare, and I think by the time Nick was experimenting with We Can't Go Home Again, he would not have wanted to pay the price of working in Hollywood unless he could have been guaranteed that they wouldn't constrain him. It was a difficult position for him because you need money to make film, at least back then. And he wasn't good at raising it, and he wasn't good at managing it, so he was kind of in a difficult mind that way. Will be made available by Oscilloscope. Hi, David. And also it's going to screen at the Film Forum on October 17th. Both films will screen at Film Forum on October 17th.
Is there a date yet for the DVD release?
David?
No, not yet.
Can I say that you're aiming for late March?